Today we're out at the Blue Water Bay Hotel, and I just want to say that it's not every day we get to sit with greatness and actually have a conversation. I don't want to call it a heart-to-heart because we've had many of those. Today I am in conversation with Maswana or Dumza Maswana, and I just want to break behind the artist, break behind Udumza as we know him, and get to know him a little more. I promised there was a beautiful intro while we're outside, but like I said, we're speaking with Dumisani Maswana, which is always weird to call you by your full name because I don't know many people that do. But we're talking to Dumza Maswana, multi-talented, multi-award winning, some award winning. Is it? You don't want to talk about your awards and the accolades that you've got.
Oh, I've never really won in summer, but I was nominated
Nominated.
twice. Both my albums were nominated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never want to talk about the awards and the other accolades that you've gotten over the years that you've been in music. Why is that?
Man, I think I'm trying to be,
Yeah.
somebody new or modest. Otherwise, looks as standard awards because they kind of validate us, validate our work and our ideas. But I think my award is when I have audience, paid to see me. Recently I've been receiving a Bandaban Trosha, you've tried the work of art.
Yeah.
No more.
Yep.
So I think for me those are the awards. When the industry says Dumza Maswana won this, was nominated or this, it's wonderful, it's beautiful, but I think it's all about people, not the industry. Yeah.
I like that. And I feel like for as long as I've known you, it's never been a thing. But I've always seen how you interact with people that come up to you or come to your shows. It's always that it's very personal for you. And with the kind of music that you do, I feel like it needs to be that personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But welcome. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. I'm always very curious the people that agree to sit down with me. Why? And what are you hoping people will get from Utumisani, the person, and Dumza Maswana, the artist, after our conversation today?
I try as much as I can to be one person with Dumza Maswana. Utumisani, it's not interesting at all. There's nothing interesting about Tumisani. Dumza Maswana is what people want to know more about. I don't think I'm interesting, but I think because I'm an artist, I'm on the radio, I'm doing all these other beautiful things. I think people want to know but it's beautiful, it's beautiful, but yenze utumisani wenziwe okanye Dumza utumisani, but I think in my personal life, it's very sensitive kakhulu because kakhulu uthetha nge-life yam without ndingakhange ndikhale, ndingakhange ndicinge ezinye izinto. So I always avoid ngobola ngobomi bam nzulu ngolo hlobo, but it's always awesome. I don't mind about uzosipha at all.
It's always for public figures. We've got these curated personalities that we show people. How often do you feel that the people that get to see you on stage and hear you on radio get behind the curtain and see Utumisani more than Udumza the artist?
I don't think that's important. I think about mabatado what I'm comfortable. Yeah. Anything in a call a public platform is for me. It's in life I'm a private. As a private, like all of us. So I think abantu mabonele, and I've seen abantu digging things. There's abantu digging things that you did when you were 14 years old. As again, that has nothing to do with who you are or what you are doing at that moment. And I don't think unless I want to talk about it.
Yeah. We've had so many interviews before on radio, audio visual or just audio. And I feel when I was preparing for this, I felt that when you speak to somebody that you know personally, it's very hard to ask questions because like you're saying, Zukhona knows a person I learned. I might ask and they will unravel other things.
Yeah.
For example, we're talking just before we started writing that Abantu will Google you, some of the things that they'll Google about you. And I find it so weird.
They want to know if I'm married,
It's so weird. Why does
how many kids do I have? Yeah. I don't think zinto zimbiwe but I don't think zinto zimbi ezo. Bafuna ukuzazi because andisithethe.
yes.
And the facts that it ndingasithethe, I think yenza loo nto leyo I think yenza noba kubekho le nto, there must always be mystery in the life yakho.
Yeah.
Ungathathi life yakho yonke uyibeka ebantwini. Yabona, because there are things abantu that I know for a fact that they can't take as got to be signed. They can't take everything that I am, but I'm a musician and I'm doing all these other things. I think ibonele leyo. Any other thing, I don't think bangayithatha.
Yeah. Like, speaking of things that you talk about and don't talk about, you hardly ever speak about doing remixes or remaking your songs. You hardly ever do collaborations. How important is it to collaborate when it comes to the space that you're in? Because when we were introduced in Dikwazi Ngomolo, both the original and the version culture, and then you had a few collaborations after that. Moby Dixon, Black Motion, I think that's one of my faves. But you hardly ever speak of collaborations. How important is collaborating in the space that you're in right now, especially with the sound?
Yeah. So maybe let's start here first. Umolo Kapalcha is the original. And my Molo, the soulful and jazzy one,
Yeah.
is a remix.
Huh.
You know, yeah. So yeah, I would definitely up.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah, but I think I am Dumza Maswana because of collaborations. I mean, when I started as a young man, I started with a group called Music to Healing Voices.
You did gospel.
Yeah, we're doing gospel music.
Yeah.
It was a cappella. I did Katamia at some point when I was growing up. I did all sorts of music. And so I collaborated with quite a lot of people. I can even tell you the first time I sang with a keyboard. You know, khona abantu bakhathazayo nje. But I can tell you about the first time playing a keyboard, community. So because of the collaborations, it's very important to collaborate with other musicians, especially if you feel like their sound aligned with your sound. And not just the sound, you know. I know band of news are just about sound, but also about umdulo collaborator naye. Moby Dixon, when I collaborated with him, he's always wanted to do something with me. So this other day, he invited me to his studio, SSA Islander. Cool. You know, then that a little bit. He played a few things. I was like, oh, nice. I'm not really into this sound, you know. And then he played one beat and I was like, that speaks to me. And then Sachindo Daikali, Bachindo Daikali, Yaban Costa, Hindo Daikali, Puchu Dumza. And Bangamamele, look about what am I talking about. But I think even that Dandy Tana Dixon is that he knew exactly what he wanted out of Dumza Maswana. He loved the sound and he knew what he wanted out of me. I did something with Pastor the DJ as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. I did something with Pastor the DJ. At the time, Donald was very popular. You know, but so you know, Pastor Wengeko studio at the time. I'm not sure if I want to tell this.
I'm invested already.
Yeah, no, but so Pastor Wengeko studio when I did the song. And I felt when I was in the studio that the guys really wanted me. They really tried to stretch me, you know, because of what was popular at the time. And I was like, guys, I think Pastor knows how I sound. You know, that's why he wanted me to do a song with him. But they really tried to stretch me, and to a point where I was like, this is not me anymore. This is not how I sound like. And I would not sing this song 5 minutes. We can do it in studio, but you're not out there. Also, when I did a song with the Black Motion, it was like, I got a call from Ubongs, Dumza, the voice up man kumol. And I listened to some of your songs. Can we do this? We've never actually met in person.
Yeah.
We only spoke on the phone, you know. And then he sent me a beat. It was during Orbit. Sent me a beat. I went to the studio. King Limstam. And it sounds amazing. you know. But there are many other people who Zayn does not forget in the book, but he gave me 10 beats and I rejected all of them.
Why?
Well, I was like, this is overproduced, or I felt, but there's no space for me here. But I want to do something with Zayn. But when he gave me those, I was like, no, there's nothing for me here. So I think it's important that you don't just ungene it because you ufuna sebhayibhini now. Listen and be honest to yourself. Nokuba le nto ndizawuyenza apha, is it going to make impact na? Uyabona, does it represent me towards Dumza Maswana with the story that I want to tell? Because I'll tell you, if you listen to Lengoma Dance and Black Motion, Moby Dixon, and DJ Mies, DJ Mies, Nyembezi. If we are mamela part, the language that I use, I don't use daily language. And when it comes to house music, people use easy words so that people can just follow.
Yes.
But I would say, inhliziyo ithatibeka ndindedwa ndishiywe ndibhidekile. And then people is like, what? House, you can't be saying those things for house music, But fortunately, I've been often more and they appreciated that. I'm into the language and how it sounds, the rhythm of his tosa, yoglodole. So I can't leave it because the sheer a big part of Dumza Maswana if I do that. So if you want me, you can edit me later on. Allow me to be me in studio.
Speaking of that, aircraft, when you're on stage, your aura changes, your personality changes. And when I say to people, he's very shy. He's very shy. I think that's not true. What happens to you when you get on stage? And I thought that you might have a ritual when you go on. And we've also spoken about this and laughed about it. That what is your thing? And when you get on stage, what happens to Dumza?
I think it starts with preparation. When I'm preparing for whatever, I don't have time. Like when I'm singing with my band, I don't have time upon the I'm on rehearsal mode. We are rehearsing so we can play around and do all these things. No. Once I open my mouth, I know exactly what I'm saying in that song. I'm not just singing notes. I'm not just trying to make everything sound great or whatever. No, we are singing now.
Yeah.
We are performing. We are ministering. We are praying. We are doing all those things at the same time. So I think that's what happens when I'm on stage. I don't have time to, I don't lie. I don't act. Design, I don't deny you. Every piece of music will win you. I sing from a place of knowing, so that's why I'm able to find the because emotions there. Coming in a staging, there's a new thing now coming in a staging. I think soon people will be fainting. There's this thing coming in the staging. You can see what people are expectant. They're expecting to this bomb, this thing. And the thought your audience, but and I'll just throw a joke. It was going to take me so serious. That part quieted and I defagged it was on this sponsor. And it took and the station, and then about another quieted thing that intimidated in a way. And then you watch that. But okay, so I think preparation ends your own galanto. It is because I prepare for all that. But also I pray.
Okay.
I pray. I always say on bigger station, Tipo, cover me. You gave me this talent. You gave me this gift. And you know why. Let me represent that which you chose me for. And that's the only thing in the on station about people. Lemon, if I'm gifted to Glendo, mabonakale we audience, abandu and petty message yabo. Mabayuve.
You speak about umakhulu nokufundisa kwakhe not just amabali but no umkhulu, and you'll say that you used to sing with her, and people have said over and over, uyatwasa wena. Uyatwasa wena. Do you ever feel that there's a moment when you're on stage and you just feel her presence, or you feel the heaviness of abantu bakowe, because we are embracing and celebrating African sound? We are embracing our heritage. Do you ever feel that at any given point you're not alone, or you feel the presence of God on stage when you're performing?
Because I think that's the only thing I know. I feel the presence of God.
Yeah.
That's the only presence I am familiar with.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And the guy check about basekhaya about by mabasekenje konaka but I think I always channel what I know, that is the presence of God, and I really hope and pray ngoba nyani ndiyamane presence kaThixo. But at the same time, when I perform, because I was raised by umakhulu and I was taught by umakhulu nomakhulu baselalini indlela yokucula nendlela yokunxiba yonke loo nto leyo. I always hope when I'm on stage that people can see their faces, on stage. When I sing, I always hope that they can hear those voices so makhulu. That's why I even stopped trying to sing ngezazinto, because there's a tool was like, yay,
As a vocal
ezazinto they're beautiful, abantu abazenzayo. But I think for me, I don't think imessage iyakwazi ukudala kweza notes leza chromatic zonke ezazinto sweet. I think into yokuba, not that I can't do them, I can. I can. I always show people, look, ibhale ingoma elo hlobo, it means I can, but i-message yam is not about this. And what I'm carrying, ayoyam, it's yabantu endisuka kubo. Ngela maxhekwazi ayindifundisa, ngeyabatamkhulu babendifundisa. Yinto yethu, I'm telling those stories, and I can't tell those stories with an American voice, an American influence. Funeka ndiyichaze kwala influence yabo. So let's throw in a station button and something goes up. Uyaxoka udlamini ngokwenene mntanami idinga lenzima ophezolo bendilele masangweni ngokwenene mntanami idinga lenzima let's midinga ke. I need to know but this is how they sing. Sistory endisixelayo eso andizobe ndisonge izandla ndisithi uyaxoka. No. I can't tell stories with other people's voices. I had to tell it with my own voice.
You once said that when you sing with honesty and from your heart, whatever you sing is going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Bakhona abantu that struggle with holding a note, but because ngikucula with honesty and your heart, it's not beautiful. I love that. I want to know, you are working on your next project. It's beautiful, and I play the voice note over and over, the video over and over, because I put my trouble.
Yeah.
When you do that, when you write,
Understand.
when you write, is there a message that you hope people get from the project, the song? Is there something that you wish that people can take away from that? And banga mamelingo manje, those are unoyala, for example, if you're doing usombawo, is there a message that you hope people get from the particular song or the collaboration that you have at the time?
I think I'm truthful in each and every song and to lie, whether in comedy, whether iyathandaza okanye it's a storytelling. Ndihlala ndiyenza ngenyani, ndizama kangangoko to be as authentic as possible. So I always tell people, talk about, sometimes people always look for something deeper than what we're giving them. That is for you. It's not for me. Now I'm going to give you, but this, I'll make an example.
Yeah.
About a new song that you're talking about, Mzabalazo. The first time I wrote that song, it was about politics. And someone said, Dumza, ndiyathandaza nokuba le ngoma ingathi ingaministerisha lapha kuwo into yoba lo mzabalazo that you've been pushing ingathi ungafika ucandusele uthi that is my prayer for you into yokuba le nto that you've been doing for a long time, it may come into fullness now. Udabiyenza. And I was like, oh, this is what the song is about. Yeah, but so I think people must take what they want to take. It's not for me to say, take this. You can sing a beautiful song and people will be offended. And you're like, no, that's not what I meant. So if you want to be ministered to take that. If you want to be offended,
Yeah.
that's yours. Take it.
I think that's also how I saw it. I heard the song because sonke ikhona isizamayo. Ikhona into esiyifukamileyo sonke. So you're hoping that one day izawubondisela. It is really a beautiful song, and I asked you if uzakwenza why it's a music video. Somebody needs to pay for Dumza's music videos.
Please.
Somebody needs to finance so that he makes a music video. And I would actually love a movie like thing, because when you're promoting
Yeah.
oh my word, who did those videos and the conceptualization behind those videos, I was looking at them and I'm hoping that we're able to slide it in somewhere here. Who did those and the conceptualization behind those videos? And
So I worked with a brilliant guy from England as well, like I'm like a Ulonwabo I, and I worked with Bong because we call him Flex Joy from Joburg. Is a good friend of mine, and Mo, Mes Mo,
no, not our Motoke.
no, Mes Mo and Kwan, Masumba. So these are the guys, who are behind those ideas. I said to them, this is a story that I want to tell. Embrace your heritage. And when I said embrace your heritage, I was not just talking about this. Heritage, you are talking about Imbasha, Sasintu, Netuk, Young. No, it was not about that. It was about remembering my grandmother in a non-judgmental way. It was remembering my uncles without judging them. Yazi sifundiswe ngabantu abangafundanga esihamba later on ebomini sibe nensoni ngabo, because what into esingavumelaniyo nazo today. Omnye umuntu ukhuliswe ngumuntu who was abusive to umamakhe, but what can you take from those people as a threat? Because they made you who you are. What can you take from those people? Because mhlawumbe they didn't know any better. They grew up like that. Umakhulu wami ndidla kuthandibhalisa ndithi shi umakhulu wami sithi weselela amanti.
Yes.
Weselela amanti makhulu athi nje andikhulise xa ethe, I need to remember that without judging her. Mna andibusela utywala zange ndabusela all my life, but I can't be judging. I mean ndikhulise umakhulu wami and zange ndirobhe, weselela umkhombothi wakhe, selela ijini yakhe, isminoff sakhe. So I can't just. So for me, it was about remembering those people. You were influenced by someone to be umsasaz. No family life yake was not. So it's remembering those people who gave us what we have in the clergy without judging them. So that was the spirit of. That is why I say photo makuru baselale, petty instruments that they've never played for. They always see those from TV, and also it was like Tibana. Great generations as in being, and the fact that those very saxophones, and bass and so they learned from them, the things that we see namhlanje sifunde kwindaba. Uyabona xamamele ipiano ithathe emntwini, xamamele i-saxophone, it sings like a person, so it's important that people know those things. Noma ngacingile okokuba umculo lo ufundiweyo superior no low. We invent, because low invent, low super boutique straight. I'm not saying as really, but you know what I mean. So it's so low heritage layer. Embrace your heritage. Love who you are, how you speak, how you dance. All those things. But proud of Zowizo's best.
I was about to ask you, what does that mean to you? But I feel like you've covered it, Mogo. And when you speak of your upbringing, growing up, you speak of Umakhulu. You never mention Abazak. Why is that?
So, I spent a lot of time with my grandmother. Yeah, Dadam was always at work. Mom got married when I was young, so I never really spent time with her. But I love my mother, yes, with everything. Yes. But I think they both know that Umamawam is my grandmother. Yes. They know Nuktadawam is my grandmother. That's one person that I was very close to, So she gave me everything. And Makulam used to say, because she understood that they needed to go to work, so that we can survive. Unfortunately, and that's what I'm learning now that I have a daughter. And as a mal in this tumelayo, as school fees and his badalayo, as they're not everything, as yondo yonke, I need to spend time with my daughter, Emise, because I didn't. It was I'm closer to my grandmother even now than I am to my mother and my dad. That's a reality, and they know it.
Yeah, I feel like it was the same thing with me. But ukuba sisendaweni oko xa ndizakuthi mama, my mother knew that ndithetha nomamjwarha. Yes, ndithetha nomamjwarha. Andithethi naye xa ndisithi mama. But I feel like for many black people, it's that you never, whether you're raised by both parents endlini, but umama is always umakhulu because that's where home is. Into kamama lena, but that's where home is, kwamakhulu. I love that. And also, you speaking of parenting, when I was speaking about Enich and the song, I always say that it's the ultimate love letter. What did parenting do for you? For me, I feel that I was taught patience. I was taught, basically, it fueled my hunger to work harder and my work ethic. What did it do for you?
There's being a parent.
Yes.
And there's parenting.
Yes.
I want to be honest in front of these cameras that I never parented. You know, I would say I'm a present father, but I never really parented my daughter. She has a very wonderful mother, who's doing everything, who's making sure that Emmy right plays going. Sometimes I can see when I'm with Emmy, sometimes I feel like she's kind of lost, she wants to be here with her dad. But there are parts of her that belong to her mother, like ukungithethisa. I feel like ukungolisa is not my thing to do. Because xa ingoliso lim emihle, uba so offended the whole week. And I just need to love her the way she is, So I never really, I don't know to lie into I never really parented Emisha like that. I remember, when she was still younger, she would come to my place and she would want to play with water, with everything. And I was so impatient. I remember this particular day, I was like, Tata, kaluka manzi, when a friend is like, kaluka manzi, the sinking.
Yeah.
I was like, I've been saying no to this kid. So it's like, okay, baby. And then I'm telling you, it was like we pigsty. I just kept quiet.
Yeah.
They were like up and down with the friends. It's like, and then after that I was like, let me say, do you see why I don't want to play? It is because of this, So I'm not sure if I'm not sure I'm very impatient. I'm not sure I'm a great parent. But I think being a parent, it really is it's a daily reminder that that you brought. But there's just also this unconditional love. I think I know what unconditional love is, because no matter how angry I am, danam, and nobody can feel bad or just take her for ice cream.
Yeah.
So I think to fully unconditional love. And I always try by all means I think I'm nigizinto as I think that's phezu kwezinto because nalo element leyo I grew up being very scared of my parents, especially my father, and I don't want to be that person to Emisha. I want to be, as much as she knows Emisha know, but at the same time I don't want her to feel like that I want this out here everything I I'm on her case. So I'm learning, but at the same time, I don't want them spoil like a cool. So I think fundisa, but it's also very healing, to be a parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think through Emmy, there are things that I forgive my parents for, and then at the time it was unfair. Emmy is teaching me but some of the things were necessary.
It's me saying that I learned that some kids are easier to parent. Umnyumdana is more difficult, it's more complex. Is just easier for umzali makamiya kahlale phaya. Ulula kuya akadingi ngoshelwa oko yena okanye amane egadwa oko. Yes, it does lead to neglect at times, but I learned that as well, that abanye abantwana are easier to parent. Abanye abantwana balula ukhulisa bona. And then bekhona abanye ba more difficult. So tell me about the song, because I think every time you perform, people look forward to you performing Enish. But the love letter, tell me about that song, when did you write it? Was it immediately after you found out that, oh, I'm expecting, or was it after when you met her for the first time? Okanye, where did you write the song? Yeah, just tell me about it.
I think I wrote the song when Emisha was I think maybe 6 or 7.
Okay.
So I wrote Emisha mntanami yathanda utata nobhonibhula thumelele bomini mafunga shikatata kapufana nawe. I think lelo xesha elo. I also remember uzawuka emise noba abantu abandaziyo kweza ages. I mean, I accepted Christ at a very young age, the age of 18. I gave my life to God. And later on, and I was preaching idoba makungayiwa between like masingayini ebeti siyashadaka. That was message. So ukufika emihle, I think I felt exposed. I felt like I betrayed a lot of people who listened to me preach. I felt like I was the fake Christian, you know. So it was painful, and I think I kind of danhlazekile, you know, danhlazekile. So it took me time for me to accept double back. I mean, I somehow even blamed Mama no, but nothing weird for low on the. I think we all want to hold the life it, you know. So I think it was my way of saying, look, I'm sorry. You know, I love my daughter. And I don't really care about all these other people. Baba Tint, this is my daughter. You know, whether Uzelwe Mchatwin or not, I don't care. This is my blessing. You know? It's fine, but who call anything?
And I feel like you are at a good position to say that, especially and I will say to the Banyiba don't have kids before wedlock. Do not. I'm at a better position to say that. Don't have kids out of wedlock. You also wrote O Sombao, and yes, you know how I feel about that song.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about every single collaboration you've had with that song. You wrote O Sombao. Was it planned that you'll have these different people coming on, collaborating on the song and giving their version, their testimony, or their prayer on Sombao?
No, not either. Actually, when I wrote the song, I still remember that day. Abraham Fisher. It was around 3 a.m. I woke up with the phone on because there was this melody, and I just said, "Super." You can tell, but there was already. You know, that's the whole song.
Yeah.
So and then I ended up begging for him at Salin. And then I went on with my business. And then one day I'm sitting there, my guitarist Kimpo is there, and Kimpo, can you play this, man? And then he was like, oh, this is nice, man. And then I was just like, here's the bass line. And then he played it. It was beautiful. And then I began writing the lyrics.
Yeah.
And the first lyric was Uyinwele. Ungaphezu kwezinto zonke. I think that was enough for me, you know, because sometimes there's a story. The story behind the song is weird in Nogopa. Being a Christian and doing jazz music, at that time it was like in bigger code.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I felt judged all the time in the Dubai. Why is it Mtulo? But this is Mtulo Satan about that matchup. But they would not say it in words. They would say, yes, here's a niche. Album gospel. Here's a new gospel song. Jalonjal. What's this? Yes, it's showing Zako, and we don't have it as money though. That is ours.
Yeah.
And I think God gave me that song.
Yeah.
You know, but look, guys, uThixo ungcwele ungaphezu kwazo zonke izinto. That's it. If it's a prayer, but it says uyingcwele, you know, ungaphezu kwazo zonke izinto. So I think ingoma isuka kuThixo there. So you whispered that song in my ear. This is the song that later on, many years later, because the song iphume kakhulu apha ngo-2022, 2023, that song Glue, yayireboda ngo-2016. You know, then I did this light version. Wherever I go, people know that song. Fontaine, I'll be performing Fontaine soon. And uthe la sesindicela ngayicula la ngoma ngenye indlela, sing it the way icula ngayo kula video. Was and I found that video on TikTok and I was like, I need to know this artist. And was the whole show based on Sombao. You know, I'll be performing Panese artists. Panese is a beautiful festival.
Yeah.
It is all because of Sombao. You know, so, and I don't take that lightly. I know Bazintela's got people as well. You know, so the artist, look, this is this, and mvulela ii-platforms as long as he's telling abantu ukuthi being well and ngakhezu kwazo zonke izinto zonke izinto senziwa him, I will open in amasango Korea.
Are you looking to do an extended version of the song? Because the last artist that we saw doing song, Zawadi.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful young lady.
Lingo deep the song was word. And when I was in India, I had my friends from all these other countries.
Yeah.
Because of G28 thing.
Yes.
So it was people from more than 28 countries were there. So we kind of played with that song and everyone loved the song.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to invite some of them to come and do Sombao World. But say it's still the world, you don't know.
Okay.
It's like, it's not a world version, you know, but the world's take,
Okay.
you know, of a Sombao. And so, yes, I am going to do it.
That's nice.
I am going to do it.
I'm super excited because that also means that there's a show coming based from that.
Yeah.
You speak of wanting to speak to God or praise God or sing about it. And abantu abaninzi abayazi uba une-theology.
Yes.
Can I say umfundisi okanye?
Azange did it. I did it. I think the music calling was
Louder.
I think it was louder.
Yeah.
You know, because then say I started kwenye college kuthiwa Timothy W College. So sasifunda 3 seminars. So it would I think after 2 weeks would be internet. But I realized, well, okay, this is for pastors.
Okay.
It's for our pastors that are already in the ministry. So it's teaching you ministry basically, not the Bible.
Yes.
You know, I wanted to know more about the Bible. But I did biblical studies at high school.
Yeah.
You know, so, and I didn't even know that I needed to do that before I went to Joburg.
Yeah.
I didn't even know, but I think it helped me in my journey at Joburg.
Okay.
Yandinceda nokuba ndikwazi ukuma kwezaa zinto ndandizimepisa uThixo uba I will keep this, I will do this. If endikulela indlela Thixo, this is what I would do. This is what I would do. So yandinceda ke la background ye-ministry and theology. Then ngaphakathi Bible school, I don't want to lie to you, I would be so bored. I was one of the most, like, one of the smartest. Unfortunately, I need to be smart, and that's it. But it helps you to think, you know, theology. It makes you to think, because you question the very Bible. But I don't want to get into that.
Yes.
But I think umculo is my thing.
Yeah.
You know, but I needed to be there at that particular time to be influenced by abo bafundisi babepha, you know, and it really helped me.
Amongst your things, there's also radio. It was many years ago when we spoke about you doing radio, and at some point we spoke about you joining a station that I was at to do a jazz show, and then you send me a demo. That sounds absolutely amazing, and then you stop talking about radio.
Yeah.
And then randomly I get a call about, okay, I'm about to be announced as the host of a jazz show, and we call it the Old Age Home.
We must not say this because those are Kumbanda and it doesn't bother the man.
Trust me, he behaved. Azange aphule imithetho. But you are announced as the new host of the jazz show on Umhlobo and NFM. Take me through that.
I've always wanted to be on radio. My dad reminds me that at the age of 8, I was saying about Sasa. I even remember when there was in competition that it was English, but the English Association.
Okay.
apho basasifundisa public speaking and essay writing at all. So the public speaking, I was talking about me being on radio,
Yeah.
and I would study journalism at a relevant institution, seventh up until phone diploma, and then I would get into radio.
Yeah.
My dad tells me that I used to, I know I used to imitate Usolagaso.
Okay.
But not just Usolagaso, even with that Losa station, a voice, and I used to mimic him and many others. But I think Umtulo took over because I didn't need to be anywhere to be Mudo Tula. I was singing every day, but Uksasa was not there every day.
Yes.
Well, 2011, I knew that around this time I would be on Sasas, and I spoke that. I said I want to establish myself as a musician first, and then because I've seen this thing, abantu abaninzi xa besenza think of the actors who are artists first, who are singers first. When they start singing later on, people are like chance takers. I'm sure you've seen a lot of that.
Yeah.
Most of them baze we bangene with theater because they can sing, but don't necessarily but they were actors. But now when they want to pursue Ntulu, people are like, no. So I said, I love Ntulu so much. So by the time we narrate it, then basically established title. Wow. And it's amazing. So it time when days later, then there's a late true fan. Then there's a late true fan. Actually,
Because you were the voice of True FM at the time.
I was the voice of true fan.
Yeah.
And I think now that I'm in this atmosphere, your rage and all those clubbing out for
Yeah.
and sorry. And no, it did nothing to do with those things. It has always been a dream, and I will always be grateful to Sitobega Maswana, for opening that gate, for Dingen at True FM and becomes the voice of the station, so that I can be exposed to what was happening there. And also, I think Nagunas, I'll always be grateful for that opportunity. Look, you can. I mean, you understanding your jazz music.
Yeah.
But you need to invest time. Uyifunde le nto that othi uyayithanda kakhulu. But if yonke laa nto ndibheke uyakwazi uyenza, then you are amazing. I think he believed more than I did.
Yeah, I think he has an eye for talent, Dumasi. I appreciate him very much, because even the conversations I've had with him when it comes to radio and me being a presenter and everything, I always love those conversations because they're always eye-opening. But yeah, you're not just that, but you're also an artist. I want to give you a second so that this is about instrument, but and you could continue, go on for hours now. But I want to give you a minute so that you can give us an item on that.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. Abadlala what? Going to look at me funny. But
We're going to give you a chance to learn.
by let's be in what are you now TV? So a friend of mine, Utandeka Vinyongo, she's doing a PhD. She's my teacher. When's a PhD in ethnomusicology, which is I think it's about Untolo indigenous music, African music. So she taught me this. And what is more expensive than hers, but Ella Kala not Milan. Why things are bilingual? Why things are bilingual? Things are bilingual, nango. Things are bilingual, nango. Why things are bilingual, nango. Why things are bilingual, nango. My sins are playable, I'm now go more 11. And then maybe let me play the first song that I played on the stage. Whoa, I gonna get it. Whoa, mama, I gonna get it. Whoa, mama, I gonna get it. Whoa, mama, I gonna get it. Tichama bona ndenzle 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 gonna get it. Besoko mosmo dinoda la tinga chakamba nam. Besoko mosmo dinoda la tinga chakamba nam. When I get limzini, when I get limzini, when I get limzini, when I get limzini, when I get limzini. Well, I think I chakamba nam. Whoa, the Latin got Yagada Yango. No, I didn't Yagab that lamb. That would come in another little person. Well, young, and they fight with up. But I get him, Zini, when I get him. When I get him, Zini. I think what I like about this, but I did a show based on Wahati, and I called it Ifutilo Wahati. And I really want to learn this thing. How, I just don't have patience and maybe passion, instrument. This is the first instrument that I'm willing to. Maybe it's was 2 notes and any other things that I'm still learning. Otherwise, I think I'm going to do an album based on just Wahati. Wahati. It's such a beautiful instrument. If you can look it up, you'll hear a lot of stories. Mama Tosini, they played this, but many other people before her. You will hear Amakama Fanunu finish it. Uzaupa umama umama kamgwana fwin kubana ke likabola nti libele ke oklekele snaskia. Ay lukili kamala.
It's okay. I'm looking forward.
Princess Makoko. Okay, Princess Makoko. Mama Gama goes to Buteles. Prince Mangos to Buteles. She used to play this, and she has albums up there. Mama's Bongula, they did her music.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful and powerful instrument.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. Insightful. Well, so there was a whole lot of English spoken, and very surprised again, like, oh boy, I was so komisch.
Oh, kumshaka in like because the process and sometimes you guys are slow because the title I'm making this cause do I faka kula process a colors at him. Sometimes we had caught.
But that can go kwazu komisch.
Tiberi nkumu titongo loba nabamfundo and
It's so easy. You can
safe.
I think that's where we wrap it up for today. The first episode of Conversations. Today we are in conversations with Dumza Maswana. Thank you very much for choosing us. We came with so once again. We went well beyond live TV or podcast TV.
Thank you.